Hello, guys, and welcome to the Big Bash. And we've played 3 games to start off with, but first we'll look over the signings that we made for the season. So just go to coach and physio here. So we've signed Wasim Razak from Bangladesh, the 20 over specialist. He's been a pretty good signing so far, surprisingly. I picked him in just to give us a bit more depth in the batting. We've signed Matthew Williamson, another specialist in this format. Some very interesting signings. Pat Gregory, 19 years of age, is just a backup opener for us. Also signed Pete Strachan. He's okay. He's sort of going to come, hopefully, up to the level that I need him to. And we've signed a spinner, Nuri Islam, just starting his career for Bangladesh as well. So a couple of interesting signings here. But the results is what everyone's real interested in this episode. We started well. Restricted Brisbane, 156 for 8. Steele top scoring for them was 67. 4 for 22 for Adams. He is just a fantastic player in general. And 157 for 4 in response. Hughes, we signed Hughes as well. Our Rod Hughes. He's had a positive start to his career. 63, and Wasim Razak, 67. Those two really controlled the chase. Maddox bowled well, 2 for 17, but everyone else was a wee bit expensive, and that's why we picked up quite an easy win. And a very impressive win against the Melbourne Stars. They posted 189 for 5 contributions throughout their innings. Islam again, 3 for 32. Definitely good. Wilkins was good, none for 25 of his spell. And amazingly, we chased it down due to a big batting performance from Wasim Razak, 97 not out, and Townsend 36. So I was really happy with that. Brought back to earth a wee bit against the Sydney Thunder. Reid and Rooney really batted superbly. And only really Adams and Franks kept it in check for us, and we're pretty lucky to keep them under 200. Only got 137 for 9 in return. Wasim Razak top scoring with 42, and a couple of 20s from Townsend, Williamson, and Strachan. But Ingram 2 for 24 and 3 for 23 for Allison. They 1 for 29 for Lee. They all bowled pretty disciplined. So where does that put us on the table? We are sitting in third at the moment. We want to consolidate the position in today's episode with the 3 games that we're playing. We're taking on Perth first. Got Colin and Barnes back from international duty, so that's going to bolster up our order. So Moss is going to drop out because he just hasn't really fired in the first 3 games. And Barnes is going to come in for one of the bowlers that are out of form. Might keep the all-rounder. I'm going to rely on the bowling to do the job for us. So let's see how well we go against Perth. Want a good performance here. We're bowling first, so hopefully things go well. A couple of dangerous bowlers. I see Rudder's quite dangerous. Just need a good start with the ball. Adams gets the wicket of Martin. Was it Spenceman his first over, Adams? But he has definitely made up for that with 2 wickets and getting both openers. So we'll swap the guys around now. Maxwell and Barnes will come in for an over. And Barnes gets a handy wicket of Sadal. And now we'll bring the spinner. And the spinner's bowled quite well. Just really was clever with my signings this season. Just had the money, and I felt improved in certain areas. We should be a real contender, hopefully, this season. Keep bowling to spin. I reckon the spinner has got a real future. If we were to play further on, just looks like he's got the goods. Barnes will bowl another over, and he's got the wicket of Sanghar as well. So we've got them in a wee bit of strife. Just got to keep it tight now. That's the key. I'm going to bring Wasim Razak, and I've been using him as a spin option as well. It's just useful to have him in the order, just to maybe get through a couple of overs. Usually pretty tidy. 1 for 19 for Islam. Brilliant spell. We'll bring Barnes, and I want to try and open up this innings big time. Get Francis out, hopefully. We'll bring Adams back into the attack. 49 off 42 deliveries is Francis. He's held the innings together quite well. Bit expensive there, Adams. Are going to bring Maxwell into the attack. Just got that bowling depth now, which is a huge positive for us. Look at Christian for 22 off 20. We'll bring Franks in. I think we'll just end the innings with these two. I'm just going to change the field slightly. Just make a few adjustments. Got wicket of Rutter as well. Good. Just keep taking wickets, guys. Just to slow the scoring down. 152 for 7 off their 20 overs. Francis bats the innings. 82 off 57. Standout performance. 9 boundaries and 2 sixes. But that's gettable for us. We've got to be clinical enough to get it. And we've got the class to do it. Colin just adds so much more depth to our batting order too. So Hughes, hopefully he can get going today. He's been brilliant, Hughes, to start his career in the Tasmanian team. He's just got to find his feet, hopefully, for the Hobart Hurricanes. So Colin, what can he add to our order in terms of his class? We'll play in a miss. Just need to start reasonably quickly. Don't want the rate to skyrocket. Razak coming in. It's been in reasonably good touch as well. 32 for 2. Just a bit worried that Barnes this weakens our batting order a bit, but what Barnes makes up for is just his bowling. He can get wickets more than the other all-rounder. So we've got to take that risk. I just got to hope the top order do their job. Lovely shot from Razak. Need someone to support. Just one decent partnership here is what is required. We've got the rate under control. 6.7 per over is just a pretty good run chase to manage. A curve there. Oh, Razak gets away with that. He's got a 6. He's got another score. 29 of 28. 7.5 required per over. The last few overs have been pretty good from the Perth Scorchers. We just need a couple good overs again. Just don't panic when they bowl a few tight overs. That's the key. And just hopefully get a good over like this, for example. And that brings it right back down again. The edge. And Razak will take that. That's 4 for him. He's out for 40 off 35 deliveries, Razak. But he's played a part. He's got a partnership established. And more importantly, the other guys can play with a little bit of freedom. Although Townsend goes for the duck, just puts a wee bit of pressure on the order again. Williamson gone. No. Come on, guys. Got to be more disciplined than this. Come on. 6 for 5. Just the key wicket of Razak just resulted in a few loss of wickets there. And Cole is a really important figure now. He's really got to guide this chase home. Barnes has got to play a part as well. We've got to get a win here. Can't let this sort of result slip. Barnes can hit the ball pretty well at times. So we've just got to rely on that. 34 off 5 with 5 wickets in hand. And that's a bad misjudgment from the keeper. That's 4 byes that are very valuable runs at this stage. So Barnes has gone for 12, brings Kane Maxwell to the crease. Really relying on Cole to get this home. Hopefully he gets a big over, takes it into his own hands and finishes the job off. That's 4 runs, 130 for 6. Brilliant. He's 16 off 3 now. It is totally even Stevens this though. 13 off 12. Just got to get to that last over with max wickets in hand. Martin Adams. Just need a boundary. And just not getting it. Come on, guys. Get us home. The edge. At least he's got strike, Cole. He's got to win the game. He's got to win the game for us. And he's gone. So, well, it's finished 143 all out. Disappointing with the bat. It really collapsed after Razak went, and we just put too much pressure on ourselves. We let that one slip. And if we are going to make the playoffs this season, which I really want to in the final season of the career mode, it's really just a case of winning those games. That could be costly. So let's see if there's any changes need to be made. I think the team's pretty good. I will just rely on that again. And we'll go for it straight away. So we've been put in the bat against the Sydney side. Sydney Sixers. Just need to bat well. Get a score on the board. Like, we haven't batted first in this campaign. And we need other players scoring. Like, Razak's going to fail sooner or later. He's had a brilliant start to the campaign. But we don't want to rely on him all the time. So Hughes has had one score and a few failures now. It's hopefully going to correct itself. Oh, we lost a couple of early wickets again. So we're relying on Razak, our import, that is just delivered for us so far. See if he can continue playing good cricket. He's out for 11, and the failure I talked about has happened. So 37 for 3 now. Need something from Townsend. He's due for a score, by the way, and he's gone. So it's not going to be today. Matthew Williamson comes to the crease. It's obviously a good surface to bowl on first. 140. Can we get to 140 here? We're going to reassess. Really got to rely on these two. Williamson hasn't really shown much. He's played 90 odd games in the Big Bash too for other teams. So hoping that experience comes through. 75 for 4 after 11 overs. The old boundary, just get that run rate ticking along quite nicely. We haven't panicked or anything, which is good. So we have to really go. We need at least 40 off these last 5 to get to that 140 mark. Runnable 37 for Colin. And Williamson gone for 31 off 24. He's played a part. We just need one of these middle order batsmen getting a score. Barnes is gone. Just their order is that flaky. We've just got to try and keep battling on. Collins the key man. He's got to try and farm the strike if he can. Shot from Maxwell. Good, we'll take that. It's another 4. Last over. Can we muster 10 runs here? Collins gone for 45 or 43. That's a very valuable knock, I have to say. Good shot from Adams. 6. He's gone. 6 off 3 deliveries. And we post below par 136 for 8. But we've given ourselves an outside chance of doing okay if we can do a bit with the ball. That's the key. Need a few early wickets. Got the wicket of Graham. Bring Barnes into the attack. I'm going to bring the spinner in quite early as well. They're looking quite good. 84 for 1 after 8. And it's just a real easy run chase now. They've done the damage. It's a bit unfortunate. Just a really comfortable win. Couldn't really answer to that. Didn't get enough runs on the board. So we've lost 2 games in the episode. We want to win this one just to get back within touching distance of the other teams. I reckon we've got a good enough team this time round. They've just got to deliver. I just need Hughes to start firing with the bat. Which is really important. I might do something pretty radical here. I'm going to bring Moss into the side, strengthen up that order, and we're going to use Razak for 4 overs here. He can bowl. If he can keep his RPO under 9s, it's acceptable for us. We have to be pretty vigilant there. Franks has been out of form. I'm going to bring Maxwell into the lineup as well. So hopefully we perform all right against the Melbourne Renegades here. So they've only got 3 bowls. I'll use obviously 2 all-rounders as the options. I'll bat first on this. Evidence. Just need to start good. Really? Cole? Yeah, he's gone. Early wicket again. Just sets us back. We want to get through the power play without losing too many wickets. Come on, Hughes. Today's your day to fire. Play that special knock that we know you have over the couple seasons that I've had you from Tasmania. Crickets. Out for 10. Colin brings Razak in. 30 for 2. 30 for 3 now. So this is not good batting. It's a rebuild again. Come on, guys. We're better than this. Just got to believe in our abilities, because they have only got 3 listed bowlers and 2 part-timers, with 3 depending on the situation. Razak's gone as well. So 52 for 4. Hopefully that extra batsman's just giving us a bit of depth in our order. 7. I think this extra batsman was a good play. So I can continue to be aggressive at the very least. Just going to check some of these bowlers. Kim Kingsley actually bowls a wee bit, actually. He's quite a useful cricketer. But you can put these sort of bowlers under pressure. Got to continue to play positive cricket. So I'm hoping Moss takes his opportunity just at 7. Here. This is good counter-attacking batting from Hobart. Didn't get bogged down. We continue to play. That's the key. I'm out for 30 off 17. Gonna have to rely on Barnes just to contribute along with Townsend here. Want to post something decent on the board, so these guys are under pressure. Their batting will be their strength. Lovely shot from Barnes. It's away. 8 off 4 deliveries. This is good from Townsend as well. So we're going at 9.4 and over. Just gonna make, if we bat 20 overs, we'll get over 160 anyway, and that's gonna be a decent score, probably 20 under par. We want something obviously a little bit more, but with the wickets in hand, it's just a bit of a concern. Shot, that's 4 more. 50 Townsend's just brought up in recent times, so this is good from Barnes. It's exactly what I want. Just him hanging in there. Being a nuisance. This is magnificent striking of the cricket ball from Townsend. He's really held the innings together. Just got that one partnership with the Moss, which really helped. 162 for 6 now. Got 3 overs to bat. Like, if we can get a decent tally here of 190 would be extraordinary considering the position we're in. All-time records against the Melbourne side. 174 for 6. 4, got that away, good. 180, I'm really wrapped with the score. 181 for 6 off 20 overs. 77 off 42 for Townsend. 9 fours, 3 sixes. Moss and Barnes played some really handy knocks that have got us a really respectful score. So we just need to deliver and get this win, more importantly. Get a good start with the ball, which we have not got there. We'll bring Barnes in for a couple overs. Bring the spin. I'm going to bowl a lot of spin here to the next period. Hopefully get rewarded with some wickets. Good over from Razak. Spread the field here. We'll just make sure we don't go for too much. 118 without loss after 12. It's been a pretty good performance so far from the Melbourne side. Just need to get a couple of wickets and just try and get a couple of tight overs possibly just to bring this back. We can still win this game if we just get a couple of wickets. So 8.5 per over, 6 overs with 10 wickets in hand. It's their game to lose. I had to bowl out the spin, I think. Now. So Razak, none for 40 off his 4 overs. Just a wee bit expensive today, which is expected because he's not really designated bowler, and we've relied on him quite a bit. That's a big over that they needed. So they need 23 off 4 overs, and we are going to slump to a 3rd defeat in the episode, and we are trying to work out what's our best method, really, of doing this, and they did that without loss. 112 of 59 deliveries for Higgins, 13 boundaries, 4 sixes, and Mills was a good support act, 6 fours and a 6. So that's a great run chase from the Melbourne side. We are sitting in 7th. We're only really sitting a couple wins away from the playoffs at the moment. We'll play definitely another episode for the Hobart team this season. We'll probably play the last 3 games, Strikers, the Renegades, and the Thunder. So hopefully you guys join us for that. Smash the like button and we'll see you again with more Big Bash cricket.